Rolly Romero versus Teofimo Lopez, it was not that high level of a fight. It was two guys who are probably still friends. They know each other really well. And it almost seemed like they didn't really want to do any harm to each other. Rolly didn't really do much the first. Like, he was throwing a check hook that was landing nice occasionally. Teo was really just going to the body. And it was like the two names, the two big names in boxing. But normally when there's two names fighting each other, it's a high level fight. Not like this. This was a lackluster fight. Rolly had the Ryan performance, and his other last performances, I think last two, maybe three, have been good. He's been more patient. He's been boxing a lot better. And this fight, he had the patience, but I don't think he ever gained any like skills. I just think he was more patient. And in this fight, it didn't help him because it almost like he didn't really want to fight. It's almost like he was just, oh, I'll keep throwing his check hook and maybe they'll give me a decision. It didn't really seem like he cared that much. And Teo was trying more, but it was also still like he was really just going to the body. There wasn't really any. The biggest moment in the fight was when Rolly rocked Teo with a right hand. He finally threw something to the head and it hurt Teo. And that was really, it was not boring. It wasn't that boring, but it was just the fact that they weren't really doing, it was just going to look the same the whole time. The fight didn't look any different. Nobody made any adjustments really. Nobody did anything different. It kind of just looked like the same fight for the whole fight, and it was just they were just running through the same combinations, the same sequences the whole time. It just wasn't that good. Rolly was moving around with his goofy movement, not really jabbing that much. Didn't really look. He still looked fast. He looked good. He still looked. Wasn't like out of shape. Like they both trained for it, but just like the shot selection IQ, the activity just wasn't. It wasn't there. And for Teo, he's just not good. Teo's just not that good, and people after this win are probably gonna think, Teofimo Lopez, man, he's new and improved. It's like, no, he didn't look improved at all. He looked the exact same. It just wasn't a good fight in my opinion. It wasn't. It was competitive, I guess. Through some of the rounds, it was competitive, but it's like when you have a matchup like this, and then you expect something from someone that you know they can do, like Teo, like Rolly. Everyone knew he could win. Just more active with the jab, kind of like he did with Ryan, like he has been doing. Everything off the jab. He has power, so he's eventually going to land. And even him not throwing a lot of output, he could land. He saw the Shakur fight. He knows Teo's going to be open for the right hand. Arnold Barboza rocked Teo with the right hand. You can time that right hand in between that double jab shit he does with the right hand to the body. You can time it. So that's there. He had a game plan with the left hook, so he knows the left hook's going to be there. And just do that and work off your jab. He would have probably won if he did that. But instead, he's moving around, circling around. Throws a left hook, move around. Throws a left hook, move around. And just didn't like bounce him back like a Shakur would do. It just wasn't. And then Teo's like doing just the same shit. Nothing has changed with Teo. Now, I wasn't expecting a drastic change with Teo. But maybe, change something. Do something different. There was absolutely no difference in Teo. He needs to, and his dad was still in the corner. He needs to take some time off and seriously improve, because he has showed no improvements. Like, there has been no improvements. He didn't even take a big layoff. I mean, I guess he didn't take a big layoff for the Shakur fight. I think that fight should have been a bit longer than he did, and even in the time he took off, there's no improvement. Rolly didn't. It was just ass. It was expected to be a good competitive fight, but maybe the fact that they know each other, maybe the fact that they're friends, maybe I don't know what it was. Maybe Rolly just couldn't fight outside of a game plan, and Teo didn't look improved. I think it was just a bunch of things that it just wasn't a good fight. It wasn't boring. It was entertaining at some points. It just wasn't. It was just kind of mediocre. It was not a high level fight in my opinion. And yeah, Teo won. Scorecards, I wouldn't really score it, so I don't really know what to say about the scorecards. I felt like Teo was winning, but then again, Rolly was kind of busting his face up with the left hook, so maybe I didn't see how it was actually going. I've seen a lot of people like Lamont Roach is getting flack for saying Rolly was winning the first 5 rounds and whatnot. That's why they had it close. But that's my thoughts on the fight. Teo, he says he wants to become undisputed in the weight division. He's not going to beat Devin. He's definitely not going to beat Keyshawn. People say Brian Norman's in the mix, but I honestly think about Brian Norman, he's good, but he has no chin. And that's not just because he got knocked down by Devin. He has no chin. In all of the fights he's been in that he's been hit, and a lot of the time it is left hooks, he does a little jiggle. He does a little wobble with his legs, and it's never a chicken leg, but he steps on the next step, he does a little bit, he gets wobbled very often. Very often. I don't know if he can fight at a high level, considering that. Like, I think his chin is very bad. Unless he has that real good boxing skills and just can not get hit that much, then maybe he's at the mix. But Keyshawn, I think, would beat both Rolly and Teo. I think the only one that could have a chance is Rolly because of the power and like the awkward style and the awkward timing. But I think he would probably knock Teo out, or he would do him bad. And with Rolly, he would probably be a bit more patient at the start, but then he would start. Rolly's lack of fundamentals would start showing, and it just wouldn't be Rolly's fight. But yeah, the high level guys, in my opinion, at 47, is really only Devin and Keyshawn. I think Brian Norma has the potential and the skills. His last fight was really good. But I just don't think his chin. You need some type of punch resistance to fight at a high level, and I don't think he has it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just do not think he has it. I think if he was to fight Keyshawn, he would get knocked out. I think Teo would probably end up cracking him eventually with something. Rolly would probably end up knocking him out. Again, he has power, so he always has a chance, and he's not a bad fighter. But that chin, I just don't think he has a good chin. But yeah, I don't think I'm forgetting anyone at the weight division. Maybe in a few years, Shakur will move up. I don't think that's anytime soon, but maybe in a few years. That's about it for who's next for both. I think Rolly. I don't think Rolly's gonna go nowhere. I think he's had a lot of losses in his career. I think this is his third loss. He's lost to Pitbull, Tank, and now Teo. For Teo, I don't think he's gonna fight. Maybe he'll fight one of the other champions that not so good. I don't even know who's a champion in the weight division. I think Liam Paro is a champion, but they're looking for Devin and him. So I really don't know who Teo's gonna fight or Rolly's gonna fight. Rolly will probably fight some journeyman, like he kind of did in between his last few fights. I think after the Pitbull fight, he fought a guy who wasn't, world level. So maybe he'll do two more of them. But it's gonna be hard for Rolly to get back. He needs to actually improve. You can learn the patience, but you need to actually learn the skills on top of that. But I don't think he's gonna improve because his mechanics and fundamentals are so far gone that it's not. How can he improve at a certain level? He's 30 years of age. When you've been doing something for so long, it's almost impossible to change. Same with Teo. He's 29. He's still young, but I don't think he's going to change much in his game. Maybe defensive things, maybe some little things, but I don't think either of them are going to change much for the rest of their career. Like I said, I don't think Teo he doesn't beat Devin, he doesn't beat Keyshawn, so he's not really going to be. And if he moves up to 54, he's not going to beat anyone. He's probably not going to beat. I don't even think he beats Zanazias, man. Zanazias would probably, win a close decision against him. Honestly, that's my honest opinion. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the fight, and that's